The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. It's all systems go for the biggest Balikatan exercise between the Philippine and U.S. militaries, which will run starting today to April 28. Some 17,600 members of the AFP and the U.S. military are set to participate in the annual War Games, almost double last year's 8,600. It will be held in various areas in the Philippines, including Zambales, Aurora, Antique, Palawan, and Fort Magsaysay in Nueva Ecija. Participants will work on areas of maritime security, live fire training, and counter-terrorism, among others. The biggest ever Balikatan exercises kicks off just as China ends its 3-day military drill in Taiwan amid heightened tensions with the U.S.
This year's Balikatan, we will be doing something different. We will be operating outside our traditional training areas because in this particular iteration, we will be exercising maritime security, maritime domain awareness, and coastal defense. This naturally will make us have to go to the littoral areas because that's the only area where we can test those concepts.
Balikatan 2023 spokesperson Mike Lohico meanwhile believes that the establishment of new EDCA sites will help better facilitate Balikatan exercises in the future, especially in terms of logistics. In response to the conduct of Balikatan, China says military cooperation between the Philippines and U.S. must not interfere in the South China Sea dispute. China's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Wang Wenbin says exchange and cooperation between the two nations must not target any third-party nation and should be conducive to peace and stability. Wang reiterated China's stand that military cooperation between the United States and Philippines should not harm Beijing's territorial sovereignty, maritime rights, and security interests. Wang also stressed that their conduct drill surrounding Taiwan is purely China's internal affair. Foreign Affairs Chief Enrique Manalo underscores the importance of Balikatan exercises. Manalo said the drills will improve our military's interoperability, not just with the U.S., but also with Australia and Japan.
It's really very important that we learn to work with each other. And I think not only on the terms of purely military exercises, because there have also been, on many occasions, the military now is involved in other types of operations, such as humanitarian assistance, disaster, responding to disasters.
Aside from defense cooperation, Manalo said the Philippines aims to boost its economic partnership with Washington.
There's so much that we can do on the economic front in various areas, whether it be through renewed energy or through agriculture, food security, or infrastructure. I think those are the areas that we'd like to focus on, increasing investments in our two countries.
Several progressive groups held a protest against the Balikatan in front of the U.S. Embassy in Manila earlier today. Police authorities arrested at least 2 participants over possible charges for vandalism and illegal mass action. The 2023 Balikatan drills will begin today with an opening ceremony set at Camp Aguinaldo at 11 a.m. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. Motorists, heads up. Oil companies are implementing a hefty increase in pump prices today. Effective this morning, diesel is more expensive by 1 peso and 70 centavos a liter. Gasoline sees a major price hike, up by 2 pesos and 60 centavos a liter. Kerosene prices are also up by 1 peso and 90 centavos a liter. This fuel price hike had been widely expected after OPEC announced additional cuts in production. OPEC said the move is meant to stabilize the market and punish speculators. Various groups are calling on government to address the soaring prices of products. This comes as petroleum products saw hefty price hikes this week after OPEC Plus countries announced cuts in oil production by over 1 million barrels per day. Defend Jobs says the massive price hike is an indication of oil compradors' disregard for the plight of ordinary commuters. This, as pricier fuel will no doubt lead to an increase in fares. Transport Group Manibela, meanwhile, flagged the effect of higher fuel prices to transport workers, especially those still burdened by the government's PUV modernization program. Transport Group Piston, on the other hand, suggested suspending excise tax and value-added tax on petroleum products. The group also called to investigate oil companies in the country and junk the oil deregulation law. And that's it for this hour. I'm Diego Castro. Join us again at 11:15 a.m. We are One News, all sides, all the time.